I'm getting a makeup lesson today. Meet Phang Jung, a rising makeup artist in Vietnam with her own academy and personal makeup classes. I found her work through social media and was blown away by her skills, so I had to book in for a one-on-one class with her. Today she's going to be showing me how to do two looks. One is a soft, natural, youthful glam. The other one is a darker, modern, cool, edgy glam. First, Jung is prepping my skin with a hydrating toner pad. The pads are left on for 5 minutes. For dry skin types, you can leave it on for longer, say around 10 minutes.
Cái toner pad này nó sẽ giúp cho hạ nhiệt cái làn da của mình xuống. Khi da nhiệt của mình nó mát thì cái makeup của mình lên nó sẽ ăn hơn.
Next, she's applying a watery toner serum. She applies this in the direction of my hair growth to lay down the facial hairs. This step helps to add further hydration and helps the base makeup look smoother.
Sau đó em sẽ để cho nó thấm cái phần toner này khoảng tầm 80%. Không có để cho nó khô hẳn. Để cho nó còn một cái độ dính nhẹ trên tay nè. Sau đó mình sẽ bôi một cái lớp kem dưỡng liền.
This is the Bobbi Brown moisturizer. It helps to lock in hydration from the 2 steps prior. The aim is to get the skin feeling cool and slightly bouncy after all this prep.
Dính ha.
What you don't want is the skin feeling too warm or oily, greasy, as this will make the foundation slip and slide off and it won't adhere for long.
My skin looks so glowy already after that prep.
Next is foundation. She's using the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation.
Và em dùng một cái cọ dẹp, em sẽ dàn cái sản phẩm này ra hai bên trước xong em lấy hai mặt.
This one is good for dry to normal skin types. It's got a natural radiant finish. She's applying this with a flat foundation brush, making sure that both sides are evenly loaded. Then she applies it on the thickest areas of my skin first. So that's the areas around the cheekbones. And she applies that down diagonally towards the corners of my mouth and chin. And then also down the bridge of my nose. Then with what's left on the brush, she applies it in the middle section of my face, blending outwards. After that, she uses a damp sponge to press and blend the foundation in. And then she's going to go in and do another thin layer to build up the coverage. I like this application technique. I could really see how natural the results look. It keeps the layers thin so that it'll last longer and it doesn't make it look cakey. Now for the sides of my face, she taught me to blend it downwards to follow the natural direction of my hair growth. This is going to give me a smoother base. So that's a great tip. Now for my face shape, she explained that if I want to look more youthful, there's this technique that I should do.
Hai vùng chị muốn nó đầy ra một xíu. Thì sẽ đi ở đây thêm lớp nữa. Nếu như mình thích cái kiểu makeup Hàn Quốc á, nó nhanh đúng không?
Đúng không? Chị ngạc nhiên là chị hiểu á, là tại hồi xưa cái tiếng Việt của chị là quá dở luôn. Hồi xưa em coi chị em có biết là chị là người gì không?
Thì em nghe chị nói lớ xong em nghĩ là chắc là có gốc á.
Bây giờ chị còn lớ không?
Người bản địa đó.
Thôi nhờ chị tự lên app chị học.
That's right, I've been self-learning through an app called Rosetta Stone and it's made such a big difference. Growing up, I only ever spoke Vietnamese to my parents and I really struggled to express myself because I never had formal lessons and I couldn't even read. But since moving to Vietnam with my family and kids, I've been really motivated to improve my Vietnamese so I can actually pass the language down to them. I thought about hiring a tutor, but with my schedule, it just wasn't realistic. What I love about Rosetta Stone is that the lessons are short, just 5 to 10 minutes, and I can just squeeze it in whenever I have time. Their teaching method is fully immersive, no English, just visual sounds and words. The program uses context and emotion to teach you the way that you'd naturally learn a language, so it works for all types of learners. The audio and visual cues keep me engaged, while the speech recognition tool helps me practice pronunciation until I sound more natural. And the True Accent technology makes a big difference. It listens to how I pronounce words and gives me instant feedback. Nay ở trong thành phố trời nóng. So I know if I'm saying things correctly. Sometimes I even do lessons with my daughter Lila and it's become our little bonding time. Rosetta Stone is partnering up on today's video, so if you've been thinking about learning a new language, this is your sign. There's an exclusive link in my description that gets you over 60% off a lifetime subscription. Check it out and start your own language journey today. Now let's continue with makeup. After that, we're moving on to concealer. She's using a shade that matches my skin tone, plus another peachy shade to color correct.
Thì cái này chắc phải để gương cao lên. Đúng rồi, xong rồi cầm cúi xuống. Thì cái quầng hông chị nó sẽ hiện rõ hơn. Đúng không? Đó, chị thấy cái phần thấp nhất không? Thì mình sẽ đưa cái cạnh này vào cái vùng trũng nhất ở đây. chấm lên gần lên trên sát chân mi xung quanh đó, cho nó tiệp với cái nền.
My turn to try out this technique. So I have to tilt my head down and dab the concealer into the lowest point of my dark circle. I'm going to do that until it disappears. Then with any remaining product on the brush, I blend upwards using very light pressure, blending up towards my lash line. After that, I can blend it around the surrounding area and also use it to cover up any imperfections and redness. I love that with just a tiny amount of product, my dark circles are gone and it looks so natural. I'm one to usually just go in with a concealer wand and map out the area first, then blend it out. But then I get that issue of it looking too light, especially underneath my under eyes. So this tip really prevents that from happening because I'm not using too much product and I'm keeping everything thin, so that's going to help prevent creasing. Now the last step of concealer is to do a wash of that over my eyelids just to create an even base and just use it like an eye primer. Moving on to contouring. Now for a natural looking contour, John recommends using a cream formula. For my face shape, she's going to apply the contour over my cheekbones since they're very prominent, and for the look today we want it to look softer and more youthful. Now she's not going to do any jaw contouring, she doesn't think I need that, but she will apply a bit of contour around the tip of my nose just to make it look a little bit more refined. For the nose, she explains that the easiest way to contour is to use your fingers to blend out the tip. Now once that's mapped out, she's going to use this sponge to blend all that contour cream out. Then it's my turn to do the other side. I found that this way of contouring is just so easy and fuss-free, especially for beginners. For the blending, she taught me to use the same makeup sponge, but use the clean side first to blend the cream out. Then with the pointed side that has a little bit of product left over from the foundation and concealer, use that to blend out any of the harsh edges. Now we're ready to move on to cream blush. Here she's got one from Fui and there's two shades. She's going to use the lighter shade first, and with this formula it's like a cream that kind of sets to a powder, so you can use it now and after you powder.
Vùng mái hồng mà em nghĩ hợp với dáng mặt của chị nhất. Em cảm thấy là cái trung đình của mình nó sẽ hơi dài hơn so với những cái trán và lại cái cằm. Nên là nếu như muốn gương mặt trẻ trung thì em sẽ muốn làm ngắn lại trung đình, và ngắn lại thì em sẽ dùng mái hồng hướng ngang, đi ngang ha. Thì em sẽ bắt đầu từ giữa con ngươi trước, dặm giữa con ngươi trước. Rồi sau đó em sẽ đi ngang ra phía mang tay, về dưới quầng thâm mà trên cánh mũi. Em sẽ đi cái màu đậm ở đây, nằm ở giữa đây. Thì cảm giác cái sự tập trung của khuôn mặt của mình nó sẽ di chuyển về phía trong, làm cảm giác mặt mình nhỏ lại.
Okay, my turn to try it out. Honestly, it felt a little bit odd applying my blush this low because I'm all about that lifting effect. I usually apply it upwards across my cheekbones to lift everything, but I totally get why this technique works for my face. It helps to just reduce that space around my midsection and it balances out my facial proportions better. I also love the fact that she's using two blush shades just to give my face more dimension.
Chị không bao giờ bị đánh như vậy.
After that, John is going to powder to set everything. For powder, she's just using a brush which she's loaded with loose powder. She starts off by setting my T-zone first, which is the oiliest area. Then she moves on to the perimeters of my face where the hairs tend to stick to. Lastly, she'll set the center of my face, and this part has the least amount of product to keep it natural looking and to also keep some of that radiance there. For extra coverage and brightening, she's going to use two pressed powders. This one's from Charlotte Tilbury and one from Gucci. She mixes both of them with a puff to set underneath my eyes. This helps to further conceal the dark circles and sets the product in place to stay all day. She also presses that powder into the sides of my nose, my smile lines and chin, basically anywhere that could use a little bit more coverage and hold. Now she's using a powder contour to add a little bit more color as well as set the cream contour we applied earlier. Okay, this tip really shook me.
Sóng ở phía trên này thì sẽ cho màu trắng ở đây. Thì cái mũi của chị nó sẽ bắt đầu từ đây thôi, nó xuống rồi.
I never thought of lightening the shadows around my brow and bridge to shorten my nose, but hey, it's totally giving me a baby face right now. Apparently this is what a lot of the K-pop celebrities are doing at the moment. After that, we're going to amp up the blush a bit using the same product, the Fui palette, focusing on the center. For highlight, she's using one from Dior. She's going to dab a bit of that on the bridge of my nose, just below my eyeline, not above, which is where I normally apply it. But because today we want a shorter nose, we're going to apply it lower. And then she'll add a little bit on the tip of my nose and Cupid's bow. For the cheek highlight, she's going to apply it not on my cheekbones, but next to it. This tip also got me because it's just something that I don't do and I've never thought of. By highlighting the area next to it, it's going to add some volume there and also help to soften and plump up my face. Because you know, youthful look is all about that plumpness. Now we're ready for eye makeup. First, she's going to powder my lids just to set it, then blend a peachy eyeshadow all over my lid. Then the same shade is going onto my lower lash line. She's bringing that shade a little bit lower to create a natural looking aiguille or under eye bag. Next, she's going to deepen up the crease area with some darker shades, just along the outer third, and also do the same for my lower lash line. Then she's ready to mark out my aiguille to sort of make it a little bit more prominent but not too fake looking. She's doing this by lining it up with my pupil, just creating a little line, and once she's happy with the position, she'll blend either side out. To make my eyes pop, she's going to add a peachy glitter shade using her finger, just tapping that on to the center of my eyelid, and then she's going to apply the same shade just on that bag area on top of that line she created. As you can see, for this look, we're keeping the eyes quite fresh and light, nothing too dark and crazy. But the key point here is to create a soft under eye bag to make the eyes look bigger and shorten my mid face. Then she's going to go in and add definition using eyeliner and lashes. So I'm just going to tightline my eyes here with a gel liner, then curl, mascara, and then for this look, she's going to use cluster lashes, which she applies underneath my natural lashes. This specific style will lift my ends and give me a natural sort of cat eye liner effect, so we don't actually need to go in and draw one in. Okay, once lashes are on, she applies mascara to blend the two layers together. And then fills in my brows. For brows, a good tip she gave me was to go one shade lighter with my brow pencil and also use a colored brow mascara to lighten up my hairs because my natural hairs are quite dark. This is going to give me a softer look. Next is lips. She's concealing the edge of my lips only, not the center, because that will dry them out. Then she's filling them in with a peachy liquid lipstick, a matte one. As she's blending that color in, she's over blending it on my filter just to make my lips look bigger and more heart-shaped. Then she applies a deeper brick shade only in the center portion and the top part of my lip. This is going to give a little bit of dimension, kind of like your lip contouring. Finally, she's going to add a glossy tint to the lower lip, but avoid the center part because you don't want it sticking to your teeth. And then also apply a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And then we're ready to just spritz everything with a setting spray. Now this look wouldn't be complete without hair, so we're doing a quick hair session before we're ready to take the final shots. I'm feeling like a younger, fresher version of myself. It's a very natural, soft glam that's surprisingly pretty easy to do once you know the key steps. Okay, now for look number 2. This is the look we're doing. John is going to show me how I can easily amp up my look to this style simply by changing the eyes, blush, and lips. So basically the base and brows will stay the same. Okay, so for eyes, she's using a brown shimmer shadow to deepen up the eye area. And first, as she's applying that color, she's working it on the outer edge to build up the intensity first and then lightly blend inwards and across the rest of my lid. This is going to give me a smoky look and dimension, but with just one shade. Now, since I've got lashes on, for the eyeliner, all she has to do is follow the direction of the lashes and draw a cat eye flick in the same angle. For this kind of liner we're doing today, it's a little bit of like a stronger liner, but it's also kind of smoked out and diffused. A good tip from her was to keep my eyes open, especially if you have hooded eyes. This will make things so much easier when you're mapping out your liner. Now, once she's happy with the angle, all she's going to do is thicken the the liner up and fill in the rest of the liner. Next, Jun's going to curl and add another layer of mascara to my lashes. Then the lower lash line, she's going to use a darker brown shadow to line the outer half, but instead of hugging my natural lash line, she's going to keep a little bit of space in between so that it makes my eyes look more open. Then she's filling in the inner corner with that brown and blending it and connecting it with my top liner to just elongate my eyes. For the inner corner highlight, she's going to apply a white shadow a little bit lower and closer to my nose. So not naturally where the start of my inner corner is, she's leaving a bit of a space, as you can see. She's going to blend that white out and apply a soft shimmer on top. This was another interesting tip from her because usually I just apply it really close, then that draws the attention and shortens my eye. So if we want to keep it long, keep a little bit of a distance and do this C shape she's showing us. The blush for look number 2 is how I normally apply my blush, just across my cheekbones and outwards. Then we're going to change up my lip. For this look, she's using a lip liner first to overdraw them slightly, then fill them in with a nude base liquid lipstick. Jun's tip is to make my lower lip look a little bit bigger than the top, so it gives me a more youthful look. Next, she's using a deeper shade in the center of my lips to create a soft gradient, which also helps to contour, and then finish with a glossy tint. Now, to complete the look and make it a little bit more editorial looking, she's using a disposable mascara wand and some eyeshadow to create some faux freckles. She also puts in some larger brown contacts for me to make my eyes pop. Then it was my turn to do the other half of my face. Now, even though I've been in beauty and I've been doing my own makeup for over a decade, I'm so impressed by all of Jun's makeup tips. Her style and approach to teaching is just so easy to grasp, and honestly, I'm so happy that I learned a bunch of new techniques to try out, and I really hope that you guys were able to pick up some too. If you are ever in Vietnam and want to update your makeup skills, you gotta come and see her. She does speak English, so perfect for all travelers. Or even if you want to come and get your makeup done, definitely book in with Jun. Here's the final look. I just transformed into a cool, modern, edgy girly with some makeup tweaks. If you guys love watching makeup transformations, I've got a bunch of videos you can check out. Also, do me a big favor and subscribe if you're new here, and I shall speak to you guys next time.